I wanted to make a video to honor a gentleman named Empowered Individual Brandon, and I want to thank him for the support that he's given me. A lot of people, and I also essentially also want to thank the gentleman Learn to Code Live, both of them at once. But this, I already gave Learn to Code Live a video, and Learn to Code Live is not into this gang stalking stuff or anything like that because he's never been victimized by it, I don't think. But Empowered Individual Brandon has been, and what I want to let people know now, immediately after I saw the program where I was denounced by somebody I genuinely trusted, I received an email from Antonio Sanchez, and a lot of these people, these trolls, were just trying to get me to lose my cool. Okay, and I think what people need to understand is a lot of the demeanors of targeted individuals, and even the mentally ill, okay, because some people might exhibit symptoms of mental illness like schizophrenia, things like that, that aren't schizophrenic. Now, I want to point out, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a mental health professional. I want to put that out there right now before people think that what I'm saying is medical advice. But it is true. Sleep deprivation and things like that, which are caused by harassment, can cause symptoms similar to schizophrenia, and the harassment also causes agitation and things like that. I do have post-traumatic stress disorder, and I have experienced symptoms of that, so I do know somewhat what some of the behaviors that these people express, these targeted individuals. Now, I am a targeted individual. I do believe that, but the thing is, I'm not very physically I'm not easy to physically intimidate if people get in my personal space or things like that. It doesn't intimidate me. So they found the one thing that they could use to get under my skin, and they used it, and they got under my skin, and now they're bragging that they won. Well, you didn't win, because I never lost faith in that person. And that's the truth. The goal was to get me, that person might have lost faith in me. That person might think things about me that might not be 100% accurate. But I never lost faith in that person. So you didn't win, because I'm still me, and I'm still me. You didn't win. I didn't lose faith in that person, and I'm just simply going to respect that person's wishes, even if those wishes might have been formed by, I don't know how to put it. If that person's wishes may have been formed by the behavior I exhibited from the constant harassment by these other people. This has gone on for years. This has gone on from the beginning when I met that individual. But the thing is, the street harassment, which is real because it's happened to me. And I thought this was all crazy because, like I said, I'm not somebody that assumes conspiracies are real. It's just not in my nature to think that there's these vast conspiracies or anything like that. And so when people were telling me that I was a targeted individual on Facebook and all this stuff, I was like, this is crazy. This is like, I really thought these people were schizophrenic or something of that nature with the street theater and all that. And then I started experiencing, and it wasn't that I wasn't already experiencing it. I just brushed it off. Like, what would happen is, like I said, at the park where the person would take pictures of me with a high-powered camera, which would be completely unnecessary because I wasn't that far away. And so it was to be seen. He wanted to be seen by me taking pictures of me, and they would write things in notebooks and it was just completely, it was obviously staged so that I saw it. And then when I stopped walking in the park, because I'm like, this is creepy as hell, people started following me in like black sedans. And it was like a fleet of vehicles. And I still don't know who was actually behind it, but it could be anybody. Like, a lot of people like to assume it's the government. They like to assume this. They like to assume that. I still haven't made any assumptions as to who's behind what. But I do know who I think is behind some of it. I can't prove that aspect, so I won't be proving that one. The thing is, for some reason, my camera's getting choppy. That's interesting. I don't know what is up with that. But the thing is, with the targeting of these individuals, now, Daywave Radio and the Revenge of the Cis broadcast, you can see, or the Revenge of the Cis media, you can see them targeting mentally retarded people, mentally ill people, and etc., and trying to get them to commit suicide and everything else by not stopping the harassment. They're not going to get me to commit suicide. I'm stronger than that. Okay, I'm a lot stronger than that. And in fact, I feel even better about myself because I didn't lose faith in that person. And I shouldn't have lost faith in that person. It's unfortunate that that person lost faith in me, but hey, things happen. I respect her wishes. The facts are the facts, though. This campaign of organized harassment against me goes way back. It started with like Tig Manson, Jimmy, these troll names that posed as Hispanics. And a couple times they did. They got me to go on racial tirades and everything else like that. You know, that's not who I really am. That's not who I really am. And unfortunately, I don't think that the person from my past knows that. But that's not really who I am. That's me after being harassed constantly by people claiming to be people of a different ethnic group, calling me racial slurs. Okay, calling me things like that. And that's how I reacted. That's not how I react. People presume because I'm pro-white that I'm anti anyone else. I'm not. I've never seen being pro-white as a means of being cruel or mean to other people. Like I said before, I'm polite to everybody. I hold the door for everyone. Women, men, whatever. I'm not as closed-minded as people think. I never was. I've always been polite because I think that's the only way to deal with people is to treat literally like the golden rule says, treat them the way you would like to be treated. And that's how I've gone about through my life. That's just what I do. But obviously there are people in the world that like to pick on people that are defenseless. Well, the thing is with me, I'm not defenseless. They presume that I'm worse off than I am, I think. They presume that I'm mentally weaker than I am, but I'm not. So, like, honestly, this ordeal that I was put through, it really only strengthened the fact that I know that I am a decent person, that I do place faith in people, and that my faith doesn't I don't squander my faith. And I do think that it was right for me to put faith in that person, and I haven't lost faith in that person as a decent person. They'll never talk to me again, they'll never associate with me again, but they are a pure and good person, and I was right to put my trust and faith in that person. And what I like is even after all this, nothing. As I said, that person would never hurt me, and she never sought out to hurt me. And what that did is that validated for me that a lot of these things were taken out of context by the morons on this radio program, which isn't even really a radio program. And it's a setup. And I'm also getting messages accusing me of crimes I didn't commit. I've never been accused of being a peeping Tom or any of this stuff. And I don't even think that's not even a freaking charge, I don't think. But the thing is, I've never done anything like that. I am a very respectable, when it comes to women, I respect them very much. And it might not look that way with the situation that just happened, but to be quite honest, that person, I respected them the whole time. And there was a lot of, unfortunately, a breakdown in communication and unfortunately a lot of misunderstandings. But that wasn't enough. There was also a lot of harassment that poured gasoline on that fire. Okay? That harassment is what caused me to act the way that I did. And people will go, oh, well, you're just blaming other people for your lack of control. No. And I saw somebody telling this gentleman, Empowered Branndon, or Empowered Individual Branndon, they were making fun of his demeanor and things like that. Number one, he's homeless. I spent 4 years being homeless. Okay, 4 years. So what you have to understand is when these people start to get shaky or stutter or things like that, sometimes that's caused simply from literally a lack of sleep. And people don't understand this unless they're homeless. People don't know what it's like to walk 13, 14 miles a day, to have the soles of your feet covered in blisters, until it happens to them. They don't know what it's like to be severely dehydrated or malnourished. They don't understand the physical symptoms that lack of sleep, dehydration, and malnutrition have on the body. I do because I lived through it. Okay, I actually, one of the things I think caused my heart condition was severe B vitamin deficiencies when I was homeless. Okay, and severe iron deficiencies. I don't think I'm ever getting some of my functions back that I had prior to being homeless. And for whatever reason, it manifests later maybe. But the thing is, if you've never lived through this, a lot of these people, they're the way they are from a combination of the malnutrition, the lack of resources, but also when it's somebody like the gentleman that I mentioned, Empowered Individual Branndon, the harassment The harassment is exasperating. Again, it's pouring gasoline on a fire that's already there. And sometimes people don't, they can't respond properly because they're already so damaged from the environment, from what's going on. But the thing is, these people, if you watch this gentleman's videos, he is extremely intelligent. He is extremely good at connecting the dots. And yeah, he looks a little off, but if people saw me, when I was homeless and or even prior to that when I was heavily medicated, that was really severe. But the thing is, people would not look at me and think the things they think about me now. I would guarantee you a lot of people do think I'm highly intelligent. I would guarantee that. And I am highly intelligent. I have IQ tests that prove that. But the thing is, when I was homeless and not sleeping, I'd throw my speech a lot like this, because the problem is when you start losing, when you're freezing cold all the time and you lack the proper amounts of B vitamins and other nutrients. I've always been into nutrition. You start to lose nerve control. I would get tremors a lot. I had tremors for years after being homeless. And that's, again, from a lack of the B vitamins and a lack of other nutrients that you need for proper nerve health. Now, I am getting most of my function back. My heart is a little wishy-washy. But the thing is, this is what people don't understand. So they look at these people and they go, look, he sounds funny. He looks funny. This and that. There's a reason. There's a reason. And it's very disrespectful to, this is why, and I'm glad, my former friend, I'll refer to her that, well, former on her side, but that person that people unfortunately now know who she is, she gave me so much hope in humanity because she treated me with kindness and respect, which I never had before. Okay? And the thing is, when you're homeless, people don't understand what it's like to be discriminated against because you have to use the bathroom. Okay? It's a completely different experience. I've never been given proper respect by people. And except for friends and stuff like that. But I mean, the general public, for whatever reason, because I don't like my hair. People like to make fun of my hair. My hair is so funny looking. I don't really give a crap about my physical appearance. And the thing is, if you're a little bit offbeat, people really dig into you and they try to hurt you. But with this targeted individual stuff, they're trying to kill you by way of suicide. And you can see that if you watch some of these like Adonis Paul and all these people that are associated with Revenge of the Cis media. These are some really evil people. Evil people. And I count my blessings that this experience actually strengthened my confidence in myself, knowing that I'm a decent person and that I was right to place my trust in someone. But as far as empowered individual branding goes, honestly, watch his videos and don't jump to the obvious conclusions, because that's what I did in the beginning of this campaign of organized harassment. Don't jump to the obvious conclusions. Watch the videos, hear the guy out, listen to what he's saying, and you'll see he's not inaccurate in what he's saying. And that's the thing, is the problem with the targeted individual things is by the time you finally see their videos, they look like a mess, because they are a mess, because of everything that's happened to them. Now with me, I don't look like such a mess anymore, because I know how to get my stuff together. I'm living inside now. I have proper nourishment. I'm hydrated. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is people don't understand these things. And then they assume that these people are crazy. They're not crazy, a lot of them. They've been harassed. They've been manipulated through harassment, and they're being targeted to commit suicide. That's really what's going on. This is a campaign of organized harassment against the general public by certain groups of people. And it's absolutely disgusting. Like with me today, I was painted as a criminal. I haven't committed those crimes. Those crimes were never committed by me. So they can say whatever they want, but they're not going to in the long run, because there will be repercussions. And I will make sure that, like, I was not bluffing when I said I had an attorney. And they will find out what happens when people say things to me, or say things about me that are untrue. Okay, they will find out. And yeah, I really do respect empowered individual Branndon for the support that he's given me, the genuine support that he's given me, despite the defamatory statements that everybody was making about me and are still making about me. But these people need to understand these are all false accusations, and this will all come out in court. I've never done these things. I am a decent person. I am respectful to women, and everything has been taken very far out of context. And a lot of what had happened was a very bad misunderstanding between myself and another person that was taken out of context by people and through years of organized harassment. That's what's so interesting. These trolls have been harassing me for years because the in-person harassment and the things I've received, number one, I didn't even know it was organized harassment. I just thought it was people that were disrespectful of my personal space and things like that, which is not an uncommon thing. That's not an uncommon thing, so I would always blow it off. Even the sedans, the black sedans that were almost hitting me but weren't hitting me, and there'd be like 3 or 4 at a time, or there'd be like 3, and then a couple minutes later there'd be 3 more. I didn't think much about it because I'm not like I said, I don't jump to these conclusions. I don't jump to conspiracy theories, although I think I might have to start doing that because it seems like the joke, the Alex Jones is always right jar, or Alex Jones was right jar. It seems like some of these people that even I have pushed off as insane or crazy, they're not. They're victims. And it's wrong of me to judge them that way, as crazy or what have you, because I myself am a victim of this stuff. And that's all for this video.